Hey, what's up? It's DJ. This is an extension of the most recent mod video that came out. So if you're curious about that, I will leave a link to the full video down in the description. However, there was a couple mods that we didn't talk about and a couple maps that we didn't talk about because I was having a hard time getting mods downloaded. And we already had 61 mods as it was, so I wanted to get them out to you as quickly as possible. So in this video, we're going to show off two maps that we haven't talked about yet. Plus, we're going to show off some pretty cool updates that brought in brand new features into the game. It's going to be a fun one. All right, so let's start them off with the Quebec Countryside. They say, welcome to Quebec, a small town inspired by reality. 76 fields, 7 realistic farms, 100 purchasable plots, several forestry areas, realistic buildings, realistic weather adapted to Quebec, and crops adapted to local seeding and harvesting dates as we fly to the other side of the map. I'll be honest, the way the fields are lined up, it kind of reminds me of like a really big Polish map. The way that all the I don't know, super long and narrow fields are set up. Now, could this be the way it's done in Quebec? Possibly. I have no idea. I live in North Carolina. We don't do it like this. When I first started flying around the map, just to kind of take a look at everything, it did feel kind of almost out of place a little bit. It does feel like it's a Polish environment, or at least something that we would consider that in game, but with American buildings and a baseball field. It kind of feels like that. There are also a lot of required mods. I think there's 22. It's a lot of required mods for a map like this. I think too many. It seems a little bit lazy almost, but I'd say they were. It just appears that way from the outside. You don't need 22 mods as requirements on a map like this. Maybe 3. This could also be why it has very few votes and a rating of about 3 stars at the time of recording this video, which is mega low for a map. Taking a little more of a look at some factual representations rather than opinionated ones, we've got Farmland 1 and Farmland number 2. This is where our main farm is. We have a few things around there. If we look around the outside of the map, doesn't look like we own anything else. But if we go around clicking on stuff, we got little bits and bobs here and there. Unfortunately, not going to be able to buy the town, not going to be able to do anything with this bottom right-hand corner, making it was a really cool area. But it's useless now, which is unfortunate. I hate that. That's kind of rough. The rest of these areas do look like they can be purchased. Doesn't look like there's many areas, maybe above this area right here, that we can't do anything with. A couple areas here where you just own the field and that's it. None of the outside areas, though you do own the outside if you buy this farmland here, which I'm not sure what the number of that is, but you can do that if you want. So if we're coming in from farmland number 7, this is what our farm looks like right here. So we've got a couple buildings that are just kind of placed around a bit, that just are what they are. And if we go south of that, there is nothing. So this area here, this is the only bit that we've got on our starting farm. And this is where all of our equipment is. We jump down to the ground, boop. Nice landing right there. Good job, DJ. We've got one building here. Where we look in here, we've got a car, we've got a Kubota, and a pickup truck. Now, if we move our way around a little bit more, in this building here, which has the slowest door of all time, we have a John Deere that's, well, wrong. I don't know why. Is it connected? It says it's connected. How is that connected? No. No. It's wrong. What happens if I disconnect it? I can't disconnect it in that state because obviously. There we go. Can I do it the right way now? Yeah. That shouldn't be like that. I don't know what the world happened there. All through here, we do have a bunch of greenery that's coming through the shed. Usually that doesn't get through, but things have changed, man. Things have changed in the testing world. Yeah, there you go. That's about it through the main farm. Generally, we don't go through all of these. Kind of creep on them. We do have a lot of cows. Oh, I forgot you can't. There we go. If you go into a building and you kneel, you just stay like that. You have to come out of the building in order to get back up. Yeah, that's a lot of cows. All right, let's move on. If we take a sneaky peek through here, we can see we have a modified crop calendar, which is very cool. I'm very, very happy about that. Any new crops? No new crops through there. Animals, we do have a cow barn, which we were just in. Here are your contracts. Some pretty good ones. However, prices are pretty low because there's no big fields on this map. With the Canadian map, I would have expected some big fields. Production shades, we have a couple bunker silos, which they say bunker silos, but really they are regular silos. And then we've got some other goodies around town. And then coming through here, taking a look at what we get in new farmer mode. Obviously, you guys saw everything in there, but this will give you a little bit of a better idea. Maybe there's one or two pieces that were hiding in the back corners and we didn't see. And as per usual, here are your 22 required mods. Oof. And our other map that we didn't get to take a look at yesterday is Lunow. This is from Fastrac, and we've got a couple different things around this. So it is based on an area in the north state of Germany in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. I probably said that wrong, and I do apologize. Typical landscape features such large arable fields, grasslands, forestries, and small villages, defining this playable area as well. It does have some custom lighting, it looks like. Everything's a little dark and a little, almost, I feel like I'm not seeing it clearly enough, but maybe that's just me. Maybe you guys can see it just fine. Hopefully it translates through the recording. We got 48 fields, meadows, 4 farms around here, but 5 areas that are listed. We also have regional specific details. We have NPCs on here, 32 ground angles. Pretty usual stuff through there. We do have stubble destruction, which is not usual. That is very, very cool indeed. Custom soil map for precision farming, collectibles, multi-fruit support, adjusted seeding and harvesting calendar, realistic yields and selling prices, and lastly, realistic feeding values. Also 18 required mods, but we'll talk about that, I guess, later. We've flown around it enough. Here is your map itself. If you're curious, down here, we actually have lists of different places, so you might be able to see numbers. So here we have number 5, number 4, 3. Maybe there's more numbers around. 2. Hey, found it. We gotta say 1. 1. Now, what did those stand for? Well, my Translate app says that the first one is a dairy farm. Number 2 is an agricultural co-op. Number 3 is a pig fattening. There you go. Number 4 is an investment installation. And number 5 is bioenergy, which I'm guessing is the BGA. So should we creep them out? I think we should. So we'll start up here. We got a dairy farm. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This right here is actually part of starting farm area. But we do have a bunch of stuff that we own all the way around. So if we take a look, farmlands, I mean, we have a bunch of grasslands, which are kind of weirdly shaped, but are what they are. Then we have some regular fields as well. Again, they've got some interesting shapes to them, but we do own this humongo dairy farm right here, and it is humongo to the max. So we only have 35 cows to start with, but it does feel like we have more because there's a lot of these calving barns, which, by the way, that one right there just came out recently. It hasn't been out for very long. And then we've got some humongo silage areas. Oh, it's a deer. Get out of here. You're going to eat my cow's food. We just disappeared. I guess it is close to October right now, so that should freak us out plenty enough. So we can come through here, check it out. Bunch of cows. I'm just going to let them kind of do their thing. Don't come out here. You're not allowed to escape. So that is our main starting farm. We have tons and tons of equipment. Before we get going kind of around anywhere else, obviously there's nothing around the bottom, left side, right side that we own. We do have this field right here, smack dab in the middle. But yeah, you may find we own a lot. Like a lot of, I just said a lot, but really, truly, it's a lot. It feels like we own more than we probably should on this map, but it is what it is. As far as custom crops, yeah, we got them. Winter wheat, right there, we got a bit of it. Winter barley, rye, triticale, spelt, silage corn, vetch rye, green rye, hummus active, mustard, flowering catch crop, alfalfa, clover, and field grass. Tons and tons of new crops. Speaking of, with all of that, here are your crop calendars for said things. So we do have new setups right here for all the different new crops. Ooh, this is a big yawn. I'm gonna leave that in the video. Why not? I'm recording this quite late in the day. Here are all of our animals that we have in here. So Cow barn without pasture, we got 25 of those, which is the big building you saw. We've got then, I think, what, 5, 6 different calving areas. So we've got 5 in one, 5 in another, and then we've got 3 that are completely empty. As far as our contracts go, we do have some very fun and happy, look how happy the cow is, yeah! We've got a bunch of stuff through here. Now, pricing can be pretty high. So like here, for example, for doing winter wheat, we've got a big field that needs to be done up there. So that is that. There are no productions on the map whatsoever, which kind of blew my mind a little bit, especially with all of the required mods. And then lastly, we can get into all of the equipment that we get in new farmer mode, and you just kind of zip through that, most of it anyway. And yeah, it kind of keeps going, and we're going, and we're going, and we're done. So we sell the dairy farm. Now let's take a look at the agricultural co-op. The ag co-op? I don't know, man. This right here, can we get in? We do have access. We can open that up, but I don't think we're going to be able to use anything else. Let's see. Let's drop down. I'm actually going to turn on my window right here just so we can kind of see what we get. Not able to open the doors. And I'm assuming that's because we don't squeeze by, because we don't own none of that. Yeah, not able to do anything with any of those. So that is good to know at the very least. What if we can clip through this? Usually if you fly really fast, you can clip through. Nope. I guess we'll never know. Third farm area was the pig fattening area, where we've actually got quite a few setups here. We got some big old things for, I guess, well, fattening up little baby piggies. Yeah. And slurry is across the road if you need it. I accidentally fast traveled over to number 4 and I'm stuck. No. We're going to have to fast travel outside of it. There we go. All right. Where is this place at that I got stuck in? Here we go. So this is going to be our number 4 setup. It says it's an investment installation. I'm pretty sure these are cow barns with the exact same setup outside for calving. Yeah. As a matter of fact, this is pretty identical to the main farm, just bigger. That's about it. And then we should see somewhere around us. Aha! Right up here. We got the BGA, and that one is pretty self-explanatory. And of course, for funsies, your 18 required mods. Now that's not all, because we also got a couple mod updates, which actually introduced new things. And I wanted to go over a couple of those just so you knew about them. The first one was the Liebherr Mobile Crane Pack, which used to be the Liebherr LTM 1450 Crane Pack. And it had everything that you see, with one exception. The 1050. So basically, like in every single way, this is half of the 1450. On it, we've got 367 horsepower, automatic transmission, 350 liters fuel, 52 miles an hour, 37.7 tons. You got Crane X tires. As far as windows, you get your tint or nada. You got your main color on there, all your yellows. You got a design. We'll change it up to red just to see. Looks like that's going to be your body there. And then rim colors are rim colors at the end of the day. Now, one thing to note with this, it is centered around this part of the back. Basically, the rear cabin is where the guy is centered around. So just be aware. The brakes on this are just about like they are on the larger one. It's real heavy. It's a big boy. If you start turning, you are going to slow down. We do have all-wheel steering turned on right now. You can go with just front wheel, which won't slow you down as much. And then you can rock a crab steer left and right, because why not? Yeah! Now we'll go 51 miles an hour, and though it doesn't brake very well, I was curious to see, you know, how does it brake at 51 miles an hour? Can we even get there? Are there Oreos at the end? So yes, the answer is yes, it will reach 51 miles an hour. However, let's see how long it takes us to stop. We're gonna stop right at the very end over here. In 3.5, 2.5, 1.5, a half, break. It's further than I thought it was gonna be. But DJ, what if there was an unfair comparison that made the crane look like it can't slow down fast enough? Well, that's why I introduced you to the Aprilia bike. I've got a speed of 51 mile per right here, and we're gonna hit it in a half now. Now, I don't want to tell you where I stopped. I really don't. But there's some difference. This is a pointless test, but I wanted to. So there it is. How's about we take a look at the crane and see what it actually does? So the main thing is we've got a tension belt strap, which is actually on the hook at the very front. So don't worry about that yet. Let's go and get everything stopped up, and we're going to unfold the stabilizers. So they come out, boom, like so, and Mr. Crane goes up. And we just kind of get prepared to do crane stuff. Oh, it's going to turn as well. Oh, and then it comes back down. Oh, it's going all the way around. All right, so now we are ready to control. I have to zoom out. We are ready to do everything ourselves. So it doesn't look like we've got too fast a rotation around it, but it does rotate, which is good. We've got the in and out there, and then the up and the down. Now, I'm always curious to see how far out can we get this crane, and I bet it is a good little ways, but we only have, I think, 4 extensions in there. Let's see if we can zoom out a good amount. I know, yeah, there we go. Hopefully I'm not going out too far. Can you guys still see the crane? All right, let's raise it up. Kablamo! That's how high it'll go right there. It is up there. It's definitely not as high as the... Oh, there are no collisions on that part. Okie dokie. I learned my lesson now. Let's see, can we run up it? Oh, come on, DJ. You know you want it. I can't do it. Let's bring it down a little bit. Maybe about there. Yeah. Oh, easy. Make it easy work of it. Yeah. King of the world, baby. This is what I'm talking about. All right, let's jump. Yee. Oh, always get butterflies. I don't like it. It's not as bad as the main crane. The main crane freaks me out, dude. This is actually really nice. So with the crane, why do we have 2 of them? Why is one small? Why was one's big? Well, with this crane, it basically helps put this one together. I was talking to Rawson Mods, the creator of this one, and he was saying that when big cranes like this go out, it seems like, or maybe there are, smaller cranes like this one that go out to help put the big one together. Little cranes help put big cranes together, and the big crane do the big crane job, and the little crane is still a little crane. They go out for lunch. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so you can use that to use all these pieces to put together the big crane. Happy cranes, baby! Now what happens if we fold this thing up as it is? It folds back pretty fast. A lot faster than you could do it manually. So I highly recommend, if you want to get it folded up quick and get moving, do it that way. And now we're done. Sweet. Another one that we could look at is the JCB Fastrac 4000 icon. So this was updated. It's actually also a Rawson mods. Version 1.2, they've added minor log error, fixed minor log error, and added the module frame support. Now, I don't know if I have read things incorrectly or what, because I said in my news video yesterday that this should work with the smaller Unimog beds, and then somebody said it didn't, or wasn't gonna. I don't believe them. I burped again. I happen to have access to the Unimog beds pack, which has not come out yet. And I figured this would be good a time as any to give it a try. Try it out. I'm going to go for the sport legs, but I don't think that it's going to be low enough, so we may still have to pick this thing up. And because it's JCB, let's go with JCB. Rack colors. Oh, I didn't put a rack on it. We won't worry about that yet. Just for now. Let's just buy this and see if it works. Yeah, so it's definitely not going to fit under there. And to be fair, it may actually be a little bit... I don't think the small Unimog bed's gonna fit on here. Pick it up, put it down. Yeah, that is not how that works. Well, person or people, tool's not compatible. Okay, well, you know what? Your face. Nah, for real though. The people who said that it wouldn't work, you're right. I'm wrong. I lost this round. Darn. That's all right. I know how to handle defeat. Throw it in the water. Nope. You go in the water. Yes. Hey, speaking of going in the water, I think the last mod we're going to talk about today is the Krampe SKS Pack from HR4. This got updated as well, version 1004, among a few other mods yesterday, with the attacher adjustment for Mercedes-Benz DLC. Well, now, I'll be honest, I don't think anybody for a second didn't think it would work with the Aerox or the Actros L. I think we all knew if we had an MB track or a Unimog, we could grab a dolly and pull. This idiot's as useless as a $3 bill at a casino. So did we make it work? Or do I have to throw this green truck into the water again? Because this is the only thing I could think of for support with... Oh my goodness. And it's dropped down so everything's level. It's connected. The truck didn't drop. Usually the truck drops. It did not do the thing. So, do we say it's cool? I mean, this is literally one of my favorite semi-trailers of the whole game. I can just extend it. Nope, in the drink. Yeah, there's a swimming pool over here. This will be great. Ha, I haven't have done that the whole time. That was so easy. Too easy. People will find it. No, put it back in the ocean where it belongs. Come on. It was like that when I got there, officer. I don't know what you're talking about. And there it is. That is it. That is all I got for you for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like this like fun mod video. This is the mod video that I want to make every single day, where I get to talk about this stuff. I get to test it. I get to have some fun. I accidentally hit my keyboard. And just kind of like be myself and have a good time. But unfortunately, when you get 60 mods, it's kind of hard to get that out and actually pay attention and give each mod the time that it deserves. I could probably go on for 10 minutes on a 3-meter cultivator if you really gave me the opportunity, but I can't. You know, we just gotta do it, get it, move it on. Regardless, hope you enjoyed this one. Hope it helped you out, and I hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.